Chicago Bears beat the Lions on Thanksgiving. This was the first time Chicago Bears played on Thanksgiving in a while, man. I mean, the Bears used to play on Thanksgiving a lot back in the day, but this is their first time playing on Thanksgiving. It has to be about shoot what, 5, 6, 7 years. But I want to talk about Eddie Jackson, man. The Bears got a pretty good defense, and Eddie Jackson, man, that man remind me of Ed Reed. I ain't gonna lie, that man remind me of big play Ed Reed. Everybody know Ed Reed. They used to play for Baltimore Ravens. You know, came out of Miami. They both got the same parallel. They both came from big time, very successful, highly successful college backgrounds. You know, Ed Reed came from Miami, Ohio. I mean, not Miami, Miami, Ohio. Miami University, the U. And Eddie Jackson is from Alabama. They both had a lot of success at their college in their college careers, and their teams won national titles. And they both come to the NFL, and they both are on really good defenses. Now, the Baltimore Ravens defense were very good back in the day. I mean, very, very good. You had what Bulwer, you had Woodson at the about kind of like at the end of his career, because Woodson, he used to be a corner. Then he moved to safety because he had tore up his knee. I remember the play he tore up his knee. He tried to tackle Barry Sanders, and Barry Sanders put that move on him and tore his knee up. That's when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was a corner, and then he moved to safety. And a lot of corners, late in their careers, they'll move to safety or something like that. But Ed Reed, see what makes me what how Eddie Jackson remind me of Ed Reed. Not only does he intercept the ball, it's his anticipation before the play is ran, and before the receiver gets out of his route. If you see how he intercepted that ball from that tight end, he read the route. He came from the center of the field, read the route, came down, and he intercepted the ball. That's next level. That's next level stuff, man. That's showing anticipation that you've been looking at a lot of film. You've been paying attention to what's been going on. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, the way Ed Reed used to do the same thing, and not only can they intercept the ball, they can take it to the house. This young man, Eddie Jackson, this is his what 11th, 12th game starting, and he already got six picks for touchdowns. That's crazy, man. He's on a Hall of Fame arc already. This man is now. I I remember when the Bears picked him. Now he had an injury. I think the previous year or something like that. He had an injury late in the year or something like that with Alabama, and he kind of dropped in the draft. But when the Bears picked him, he was like, all the teams that pass up on him, they're gonna be disappointed because he said he's a playmaker. And I went back and I looked at some of his college, film at Alabama, and I was like, this dude is a good player because not only was he was a great safety there, he was a kickoff returner. And that's what same thing Ed Reed. He had ran some kickoff returns with Miami, University of Miami, and that skill right there, because you're not going to be a kickoff returner or a punt returner great for a great safety or a great corner. Because when you got hands like that, and not only can you intercept the ball, but you can take it to the house, man, that's next level stuff, man. That's Hall of Fame stuff. And Eddie Jackson, man, I see him every week getting better and better and better and better. You know what I'm saying? And No, he's not Ed Reed. I'm not jumping the gun and say he's Ed Reed. No, he's not Ed Reed because Ed Reed was special. Ed Reed and Palomalo. Palomalo was another one that was a great anticipation guy, explosive. He wasn't as tall. He wasn't as tall as Ed Reed. Palomalo was like what, like 5'9", something like that, 5'8" on a good day. But he was very explosive. Everybody know with the long hair. Doing those commercials, head and shoulder commercials with the long hair. And Palomalo was very explosive too. He was another Hall of Fame safety back in the day. It was between him and Ed Reed who was the best. And I know Dawkins was kind of like, because these guys, Palomalo and Ed Reed came in around about the same time. Dawkins from the Eagles, I think he was already in like his fifth or sixth year by the time they came in. But it was between those three who was the best corners, and I mean not corners, but the best safeties. I thought I always gave the edge to Ed Reed because of his ability to intercept the ball and take it to the house. Ed Reed was a really good tackler, and he was a guy that can cover any tight end, or he can cover your receiver. He can just cover the whole field. Ed Reed was that good. Palomalo was very good too. Dawkins was more of a hitter, a intimidator, a guy that sat back there. You knew Dawkins was back there, and you didn't want to go through the middle. That's what Dawkins did. He intimidated guys. Now, the safeties don't have that the same intimidation as Dawkins had back then, because you can't hit the receivers like you used to back then. Back then you could hit the receivers. Now they call this if the receiver is vulnerable, you can't touch him and all this crazy stuff. To me, they trying to take out football out of football. But like I said, man, Eddie Jackson is a good one, man. The Bears, Mitch Trubisky didn't play today. They had Chase Daniels in there. He played well. Now he did miss Tariq Cohen's on one of those touchdowns. He should have threw three. He threw two, but he missed Cohen coming up the sidelines on one of those touchdowns. Kind of overthrew him a little bit, but he didn't play bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like Matt Nagy, dumbed down the offense for him. They threw the football. They threw the football like if Mitch Trubisky was in there. Now my red flag for the Bears is, and it's my team, but my red flag for them is they can't run the ball, man. And you got to be able to run that ball, especially in Chicago, as these winter months start picking up, man. And that wind start bursting off the lake in Chicago. That they don't call it Windy City for nothing. And trust me, I'm from Chicago. It's the Windy City. It's not. It lives up to its name. And when you're downtown and you're close by that lake, it's really the Windy City. You know what I'm saying? And it's rolling in Chicago Stadium, Soldier Field. You got to be able to run the football effectively. I know everybody loved the high octane offense. The Madden type offense where you throwing footballs all over the field like the Rams and Kansas City did the other day. But to football to its core is about defense and running the football. I don't care what nobody. It is never going to change. It's never going to change. It's about running the football and playing great defense. Now the Bears play great defense. They got to start running that ball. They have a good offensive line as far as pass protection, but they cannot. They are not a good run. They're not a good running offensive line to get up to have holes open for Jordan Howard. See, Tariq Corns is more like a Darren Sproles. He's not a guy that you're gonna run in between the tackles 15 times a game. You're gonna get him out on the perimeter. You're gonna get him out in the passing game, stuff like that. He's more of like that type of running back. Now, what the Bears should have did was they should have traded Jordan Howard early in the season or the off season, because he was coming off a 1,000-yard season, and he was a hot commodity then. Now that you didn't, now that he got less than 4 yards a carry, he's not doing that good. Now his price tag is not going to be that high. If y'all knew what kind of offense, see the Bears' offense is the same offense that Kansas City run. That's what Matt Nagy came from. He came from under Andy Reid, and they don't have a traditional power running back. Kareem Hunt is not a traditional power back. Now he's a guy that you can run it between the tackles, but they get Kareem Hunt on the outside, and they line Kareem Hunt up as a receiver. So that's the kind of running back the Bears need. That's the kind of running back that the Bears need in that offense. Now Tariq Horn can do it, but he's kind of small. He only can do it in. Now they need a running back like a Kareem Hunt size, like 5'10", 5'11", with a little bit more. weight on them. You know what I'm saying? They can run between the tackles 15 times a game, and you can still get them out on the perimeter. Now, next year, um, Le'Veon Bell will be out there. Le'Veon Bell will be perfect in the Bears offense. The Bears should go out and pay for Le'Veon Bell simply because of this. The Bears can afford Le'Veon Bell because they're not paying the quarterback a lot. When you're not paying your quarterback a lot because Mr. Trubisky is still on his rookie contract. He's going to be on his rookie contract for another 2 years. And then the Bears can franchise tag him 2 years. So the Bears should go out and get Le'Veon Bell next year, and that offense can go to another level. But like I said, man, Eddie Jackson, that man is unbelievable, boy. That's a playmaker if I ever seen one. That's the type of guy that you need in your secondary as far as your free safety, strong safety. That's the kind of guy you need that can read the middle of the field. If you seen how that man broke down, he broke down before the ball was snapped because he smelt it. He broke down, boom. Look, hey, that's young people out there. Look at the film, man. Look at the film. The film don't lie. It can help you get an extra couple steps and make you a little bit faster than what you really are on the football field or anything you do. Anticipation can make you faster, and timing can make you faster than what you really are. You know what I'm saying? They can add to your speed. But well, hey, my Bears are doing good this year. Hey, for the last 5 or 6 years, we was sucked. We sucked. I ain't really even look at a Bears game the last 5 or 6 years. I looked at every now and then. I look at tune and look at one. But now I'm looking at the Bears game. The Bears 8-3. The Bears should win the division. They have a chokehold on the division now. Now all they have to do is see if they can win enough. Now they got the Rams coming up. Like I told my brother-in-law today, the Bears defense can stop that Rams high power offense and that Saints high power offense because the Bears defense is centered around sacking the quarterback and making big plays in the secondary, and they can do both. And when you pass the ball enough, the way these guys passing the ball like 40, 50 times a game, you leave yourself susceptible for big plays for a defense like the Bears. Now, I'm not saying you have to have a certain type of defense that can beat them. No, the Saints won't destroy us. I'm going to tell you the reason why the Saints won't destroy us. Hey, Zone, you remember the greatest show on turf? You remember when they played the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl? Because you know New England Patriots is your team, right? You remember when the greatest show on turf came, played the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. Actually, the Super Bowl before that, when the Rams won the Super Bowl, the Rams didn't score a whole lot of points against the Tennessee Titans. You remember that, right? Now they won the game, but the Tennessee Titans had a chance. Tennessee Titans had a chance to win that game at the end because they kept the game close because they had that defense that can get after the quarterback and they made plays in the secondary. Now, both of those years, the Rams had the number one offense in the league. And when they got to the Super Bowl, what happened? They didn't score a lot of points versus the Patriots. They didn't score a lot of points versus the Tennessee Titans. So just because you're doing great in the regular season, when you get to those playoffs and you get to those that Super Bowl, just like the Buffalo Bills. I know you remember the Buffalo. Now you're a little bit younger than me, Zone, but you remember the Buffalo Bills back in the day with Jim Kelly, not Ed Reed, but Jim Kelly, Andre Reed. What's that other receiver they used to have? They used to have another really good receiver, and they had what's the name in the back? Thurman Thomas in the backfield. They had a high-powered offense every year. What happened when they got in the Super Bowl? They couldn't hardly score in the Super Bowl. Same thing with it was another team that had they had Don Beebe. I remember Don Beebe, big head ass. They had it was another high powered offense. It's something about these high powered offenses that don't do good when it comes to Super Bowls or NFC Championship games. Same thing with the Rams. Y'all, you remember when the Rams played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Remember the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had Warren Sapp and the guys when they had Brooks, when they had that dude in the secondary, the white dude that can hit hard. What was his name? Lynch. Yeah, Oakland versus Tampa Bay. Yeah. You remember when Oakland had the quarterback was the MVP of the league. They had Jerry Rice, they had Tim Brown. They was passing the ball all over the place, scoring a lot of points. When they got to the Super Bowl, Tampa Bay shut their ass down. I'm telling you, it's something about that great defense that go into the Super Bowl. Hey, everybody remember the Legion of Boom when they played the Denver Broncos and shut down Peyton Manning. The game was over in the first quarter. So hey, all the Bears got to do, they just got to get that running game. I mean, that's a red flag for me, not getting that running game going. Because you got to be able to put these teams away at the end of the game. When like 5 or 6 minutes left in fourth quarter, you have to be able to run that ball and run that timeout. But you know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to talk about, man. It was something else I want to talk about. It's another video I want to do. I got to look at my archives and see because I always write down the videos I want to do. But yeah, I wanted to talk about my Bears, man, and Eddie Jackson. But I'm out though, y'all. Let me get up out of here. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all, man. Happy Thanksgiving, Zone.